Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are today. I would like to welcome every single person to day four of our 5-day mastermind. It's been an absolutely incredible past 4 days, and we are winding up. Today is going to be a very important lesson. So if you're watching this live, I want you to share this link with somebody. Share the link right now and let them come on. And if you're watching it live, just write where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching this in the replay, I want you to share it same way. And if it's the first time you're tuning in, make sure that you catch the recordings. They're all in the Inside Job Academy Facebook. And we are super excited to have you here as we journey together to creating a new self-image. So we're going to jump straight in to what we have in store for you today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Agyei, and I'm the CEO and founder of Inside Job Academy. You have to understand that the success you are looking for, the happiness that you are looking for, the satisfaction that you're looking for is inside of you. You are God's highest form of creation. You have unlimited, amounts of potential. And if you truly get to understand the workings of your mind, you will be able to achieve anything that you put your mind to. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand. You have to understand that everything in this world was created twice. Everything. When you take your mobile phone, it was first created in the mind of the inventor before it was created in reality. I am here in Dubai right now speaking on this masterclass. And in Dubai, it has the tallest building in the world. The Burj Khalifa, tallest building. But this building was first created in the mind of the architect before it was created in reality. And if you truly get to understand that you have an image of yourself in your mind, and the results that you have today are a direct reflection of what you see. Now, if you change your self-image, you will be able to change your results. And the information, that I'm sharing with you is information that has been tried and proven over the last 150 years. Many years ago, one of the richest men in the world was called Andrew Carnegie, multi-billionaire. And one day he approached a man called Napoleon Hill. He was a news reporter at the time. And he said to Napoleon Hill that I want to commission you with a task where I wouldn't give you no real payment for it, but I want you to dedicate your life to finding out the secret of success. I will give you access to some of the most successful people in the world. And I want you to be able to find out what makes each one of them successful. What are the common traits? Napoleon Hill took around 17 seconds to make a decision. And he said, yes, I will commit my life to be able to find out this secret. And he spent a quarter of his life doing so. And when he finished, he wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. Sold over 15 million copies worldwide. Now, Napoleon Hill mentored a man called L. Nightingale, one of the greatest minds of his time. And L. Nightingale mentored the legend, one of the best when it comes to mindset and high potential, Bob Proctor. And Bob Proctor is mentoring myself, and I'm delivering this information to you. So this is information that has impacted the lives of millions of people around the world, impacted my life. And I have the honor and the privilege to be used to be able to share that information with you. Now, day one, we spoke about self-image. We looked at what the self-image is, how it's created. It's created through your environment as a child, through your experiences, through the people around you. This paradigm in your subconscious mind that is simply controlling your behavior. And the only way that you are able to have a permanent change in your results is if you change that paradigm, replace those habits with new habits. And there you will see your results will drastically change. Day 2, we spoke about the knowing doing gap, that the educational system was designed in order for us to know, to gather knowledge. And that's what our conscious mind does, just gathers information. But we were never taught how to do. Now we know what to do, but we just don't do it. The things we want to do, we don't. The things we don't want to do, that's what we do. For example, we make a conscious decision that we want to be more healthy. We want to lose weight. So we decide to go on a diet. We lose a little bit of weight. But what happens is that we get given a temptation, a chocolate donut. We know we're not meant to eat it, but we do. And we spoke about how we're able to close that knowing doing gap and the importance of morning routines. We understood that if we win the morning, we will win the day. Now, day 3, which was yesterday, we spoke about the terror barrier. That every single time you come up with an idea that's going to change your life, an idea that is outside of your comfort zone, you are hit with the terror barrier. You feel fear, worry, and anxiety. And that fear keeps you where you are. But we learned the only way to break through that terror barrier is to feel the fear, face the fear, and do it anyway. Take massive, massive action. And we realize that the terror barrier is only an old paradigm that is keeping you in your comfort zone. And we realize that your understanding of what happens when you come up with a great idea, when you want to make a massive change, that understanding, that awareness will help you to know what is going on. And when you set that goal, it will excite you because that's what you want. But it will also scare you because you've never done it before. But so when you have those two feelings together, you know that you are on the right track. And instead of doing what you do always, which is trying to use that feeling as an indication that this is not for you, that you can't do it. Now your awareness, that feeling of worry and fear and excitement altogether is an indication that you are on the right track. We've learned over the last few days that this universe operates by laws. Laws that if you abide by these laws, you will be able to predict the outcome. This is why we are so confident that if you apply these principles, they are universal laws that once applied, you will get the outcome that you desire. Just like when you type in 1 + 1 in a calculator, you know, based on the laws and principles that govern mathematics, that the answer will be 2. That's the same way with the information that we're sharing with you today. So I want you to come today with an expectancy that everything is about to change. But you have to understand that it's not just about hearing the information. You have to take action. And what you need to do with the information is in the word itself. Information. I speak to you, show you these lessons, and it goes into your conscious mind. The repetition is what allows it to move from the conscious to your subconscious. These ideas form in your subconscious mind. It begins to have an emotional impact on you. And shun for action. Once it goes in and it forms these habits, you're able to take the right action in order for you to gain the right results. So if you've been listening over these days and you have not completed the tasks, you are missing the whole complete process of causing that paradigm shift You have to be able to take the right action, be committed and consistent, and everything will be able to change. Today, we're going to be talking about decisions, the art of decision making. Now, you have to understand that decisions and the ability for you to make decisions is one of the foundational success principles. You cannot be successful without mastering the art of decision making. This is why this session or this masterclass is fundamental to your success. When you are, wanting to get something passed in your workplace, or if you're a salesperson, wanting to get something bought, or you want something done, you always ask, not for the gatekeepers, but you always seek out the decision makers. The decision makers of every company is the most paid. Ask yourself why. Because this is a vital skill. Those who are able to make decisions are the ones who receive the most value, because it's a great characteristic, or should I say a great skill that you can master. Now, if you're not good at making decisions, don't conclude that I'm not good at making decisions. It's a skill that you can learn and you can improve. Now, since growing up, especially as children, our parents make decisions for us. We were taught, to listen to our parents because they are wiser, they are older, and the majority of parents didn't actually teach the young people how to make decisions. The child will come, mommy, daddy, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And as parents, we're very quick to impart our knowledge. So we're never really taught how to make decisions. So for that reason, we grow up always seeking for our decisions to be made by others. And like I said, decision making is a skill that you must master. No one can see you making decisions. We make decisions on a daily basis. The jobs that we take, our life partners, the food that we eat, the country we live in. These are all decisions that we make each and every day. And no one can see us making decisions, but they will always see the results of your decisions. They may not see where you planted the seeds, but they will always see when the tree grows. Now, your whole life is dependent on your ability to make sound decisions. So take this seriously. You have to understand that where you are today, the results that you have right now are not based on circumstance. We give too much power to our circumstances. But where we are in life right now is based on decisions. And you have to understand that when you make decisions, especially when you know you have the right information, the intuition that this is right, don't make decisions and then worry about whether you're doing the right thing or not. Again, this is when the terror barrier comes up. You make a decision and then you hit the terror barrier and you start to worry, and it brings you back to who you are or where you are. Stephen Covey, he wrote the incredible book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Write this book down. It absolutely changed my life. And he said, I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. And he talks about the whole notion of reacting or responding versus reacting. Now, when you are in a situation, you need to take responsibility for the way you respond to it. And what responsibility is your ability to respond. You may have grown up in a rough neighborhood. Instead of reacting, you have the ability to decide to respond. So therefore, you cannot blame your circumstances. We say we're born in a rough neighborhood. What about the individuals who were also born in a worse neighborhood but ended up achieving their goals and dreams? Some of us, we experienced, we grew up in single parent homes, and we've allowed that experience to chain us. Because of that, that's the way I am. But what about those who grew up with no parents but were able to achieve their goals and dreams? The ability to decide, to not let your circumstances control you, but understand that you are a product of your decision. And that is deciding today that I am going to take full responsibility of my life. Even when faced with adversity, even when my back is against the wall, I have the choice to decide that I am a product of my decisions. Now, I mentioned it before. One of the most influential bestsellers of all time was written by a man called Napoleon Hill, who was commissioned to find out the secret of success. He spoke to over 500 successful individuals, and he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Andrew Carnegie, at that point in time, had impacted or made around, I think around 30 to 40 millionaires. But he commissioned Napoleon Hill to find out this secret. And through that commission, Napoleon Hill has created millions of millionaires. Now, in this book, chapter 8 has a whole chapter on decision. And I just want to read a segment of it to you. It says, the mastery of procrastination, the 7th step towards riches. It says, accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure disclosed the fact that lack of decision was near the head of the list of the 30 major causes of failure. Let me repeat that again. An accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure disclosed the fact that it was the lack of decision that was near the head of the list of 30 major causes of failure. So this is no mere statement of theory. It is a fact. Procrastination, which is the opposite of decision, is a common enemy which practically every man must conquer. Procrastination, your inability to decide. You're always putting things off. I will think about it. And when you say I will think about it, you're just trying to buy time of making a decision. You will have an opportunity to test your capacity to reach quick and definite decisions when you finish reading this book. Also, when you finish this 5-day masterclass, you have a capacity to be able to test your ability to make a decision and are ready to begin putting into action the principles which it describes. It says analysis of several hundred people who have accumulated fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark disclose the fact that every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and changing these decisions slowly if and when they were changed. People who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly and changing these decisions quickly and often. So what's it saying? That those who are rich, those who are successful, make decisions very quick and change their minds very slow, if at all. But those who fail to accumulate money, those who fail to achieve their goals, they reach decisions very slowly. It takes them long to decide. And when they decide, they change their minds very quickly and often. The majority of people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs are generally easily influenced by the opinions of others. Mamma mia. They permit the newspapers and the gossiping neighbors to do their thinking for them. You must realize that opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Everyone has a flock of opinions ready to be wished upon anyone who will accept them. If you are influenced by opinions when you reach decisions, you will not succeed in any undertaking, much less in that of transmuting your own desires into money. I hope you caught that. Go away and read chapter 8 on decisions. If it was left to the opinions of others, the Wright brothers would not have even, who were bicycle mechanics, would not have even attempted to build a vehicle that could defy gravity. If it wasn't for the opinions of others, those who were able to stand against the transatlantic slave trade, people would have said, you know what, we've been like this for many years. Let's not try and fight. If they listened to the opinion of others, maybe it would still be going on today in the capacity that it was. Think about all those who have reached great heights in their craft. They were told by the opinions of others that the decisions you have made to pursue this thing is not going to work. And if they would have listened, maybe we would not be having this computer, the phone. We would not be able to travel around the world. Opinions are the cheapest commodity in the world. Now, if you are influenced by the opinions of others, you will have no desire of your own. Listen, close friends and relatives, while not meaning to do so, often handicap one through opinions and sometimes through ridicule, which is meant to be humorous. You're going to have family members who will laugh at some of your ideas, family members who will put you down. They will question why you haven't achieved certain things in your life. They will question the decisions that you have made. You have decided not to go to university, but pursue a business, and they will ridicule you. You decided to go with the person that you love rather than the person that your parents want you to be with, and they will ridicule you. Thousands of men and women carry inferiority complexes with them all through life because some well-meaning but ignorant person destroyed their confidence through opinions or ridicule. You have a brain and a mind of your own. It says in chapter 8 on Think and Grow Rich. Use it and reach your own decisions. If you need facts or information from other people to enable you to reach your decisions, as you probably will in many instances, acquire these facts and secure the information you need quietly without disclosing your purpose. The reason why you have been thrown off your course is because, yes, you had to acquire wisdom, but you disclosed your purpose. And because your vision was your vision, you went to go and tell somebody else who you needed information from. They ridiculed you, you doubted yourself, and you no longer carried it out. So yes, you must acquire advice from those who have been there before, but acquire that advice quietly without disclosing your purpose. Now, we have to understand that these lines represent frequency. They represent frequency. You have to understand that everything in this world is moving. For those of you who did science, physics, nothing is standing still. Everything has a vibration. Everything is moving. Even the thing that you're looking at that is still, if you go to the molecular level, it is vibrating. And these lines represents frequency. Now, you have to understand that many years ago, when somebody wanted to communicate, they will have a phone that will be connected to the wall, and the wires will be connected, and it will go to a central system who would then connect it to somebody else for them to pick up the call. And then someone said, you know what? I want to be able to create a device that will be able to transmit through the ether and connect with anyone around the world. When he showed his friends this idea, they actually sent him to the psychiatric unit because they said that he was crazy. Little did he know that everything has a frequency, and each frequency is connected to the one above and to the one below. So everything in the universe is connected. It's connected. And we could see it here. When it went from maritime radio, AM radio, all of these different frequencies that are connected to each other. Now, if I want to call you, right now I'm in Dubai. Now, let's just say you're in London, England, and I want to call you. The only way that I can call you is if I am on the same what? Write it down. The only way that I can call you is if I am on the same what? Write it down. Frequency. If I'm on the same frequency, I am able to speak to you in real time. I pick up my phone, and when I dial your number, I am connecting to the same frequency. And because everything is connected, it travels. My voice travels along the same frequency. And though you are thousands of miles away, I can hear you as if you are standing next to me. Why? Because we're on the same frequency. Now, if you are on a different frequency and I try to call you, I will not be able to hear you. We will not be able to communicate. If I called somebody else, they will say, sorry, this is the wrong person. You called the wrong number. But in actual fact, you are on a different frequency. Now, you have to understand that same way that we can communicate in frequencies, that we also think in frequencies. And if you can understand this, everything will change for you. We also think in frequencies. Our thought pattern are on a frequency. So we think in the frequency of the level that we are on. When it comes to our self-image, when it comes to the amount of money that we make, when it comes to our habits, we think in accordance to the frequency that we're on. And because of that, our results are on that same frequency. So if we don't like the results that we are on, we have to change the frequency. So what happens is that, like I said yesterday, we're in an X condition, and then we get a Y thought. We get an inspiration of a goal that it is that we want. We fantasize. We come on this masterclass, and we hear that we have the ability to imagine whatever it is that we want. And then we set our goal. But our goal is on a different frequency. So in order for us to be able to achieve that goal, we must change the frequency that we're on. And the only way to be able to achieve that goal is if we make a committed decision. We have to decide. So let's just say we want to buy a house. But then all of a sudden we say that I'll only buy the house if I'm able to save this amount of money. Let's just say you want to start a business. Then you say, I will only start the business once the kids are old enough to look after themselves. Let's just say you want to move countries. We always have a reason why we can't achieve that particular goal. And we are now in a state of indecision. We have a goal that we want to decide to do, but we put circumstances as to the reason why we can't achieve those goals. We're unable to decide that that's what it is that we want. And you have to understand that indecision sets up internal conflicts, which can, without warning, escalate into all-out mental and emotional wars. When we're unable to make a decision, there is a conflict that happens in between us that makes us unstable emotionally. And that word is called ambivalence. Write it down. Ambivalence. Write it in the chat box. Ambivalence. This is the state of having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something or someone. I want it, but I don't want it. I want to move to Italy, but I don't want to move to Italy. I want to apply for the promotion, but I don't want to apply for the promotion. I want to earn more money, but I don't want to earn more money. It's a state of having mixed feelings that are with contrary ideas. And the cause of ambivalence is indecision. The only way that we can achieve that goal is if we make that committed decision. And sometimes we allow money to dictate the decisions that we make. I'm about to set somebody free on this hour. Never let money affect your decisions. Never let money affect your decisions. Never let money affect your decisions. Listen, there is an abundance of money. For those of you who did the task yesterday, listening to the abundance meditation by Bob Proctor, you see how everything links? You will realize that there is abundance. An abundance. If you take abundance from abundance, there'll still be left abundance. Someone needs to understand. If you take abundance from abundance, there will still be abundance left. The industry, you believe that the industry that you want to go into is saturated. No, it's not. My dad used to always say to me, Michael, look at how many corner shops are in a row. Understand that everyone buys from each one of these corner shops. The only competition that you have is yourself. You are your own unique selling point. You are your own. Never let money affect your decisions. You need to make the decision and find the resources after. But we flip it. And this is why we are constantly stuck in the same results. I can only do this when I get the resources. I can only do my master's when I get the money. I can only buy this house when I save up for my deposit. But realize this. You said, I would love to go on vacation to Italy, Dubai, America. But I can't because I don't have the money. Well, here's the news flash. You don't need the money until you make the decision. Listen, if you want to go to Maldives, you don't need the money until you decide that you're going to Maldives. But we flip it on its head and we say, I'll get the money, then decide to go. When the decision is made, you will figure out a way to get the money that is needed. If only you knew that you are God's highest form of creation. If only you knew that your subconscious mind is so powerful. If only you knew that you become what you think about. If only you knew that if you're on the right frequency, you will attract people and resources that will help you to get to where you need to get to. If only you knew that the only prerequisite of acquiring anything is your desire to want it. Make the decision and then you will figure out how to get it. You have to decide that you are going to go after your goal. You don't need to know how you're going to get there. When you make that decision, then the how will show up. Now, you say that when you decide to do something, I'm going to decide to go to university, and you failed the first module. I'm going to decide to buy the house, but my credit score got rejected. I'm going to decide to ask this person to go out with me, and they said no. Well, listen to this. Failing does not mean or make you a failure. Failing does not make you a failure. You say, Michael, well, I made a decision to start this business. I started it and I lost all my money. Michael, I decided to move countries. I moved countries and it went horribly wrong. Well, failing does not make you a failure. It is quitting that makes you a failure. Quitting before you reach 3 foot from gold. There was a man who found out that there was a gold ore in this land. He found it out. So he decided to gather the money, borrow money. He made a decision that he wanted this land. He decided. He didn't have the money, but he made the decision that I want this land because I want this gold. So when he made the decision, his mind now figured out a way to get the money. And he began asking his relatives to borrow him the money because he has found a pot of gold. So because of his conviction, because they trusted him, they all lent him the money. And he bought the land and bought the big equipment and began to dig. And he found a bit of gold, but it wasn't a made bit of gold. But all of a sudden, the gold ore went missing. The vein went missing. It went missing. They were digging and digging and digging and digging. I said, how? We were told that this land was full of gold. After trying and trying and trying, they decide to quit. Man sold the machines to a junkyard, a junk owner, promised to pay everyone back. Now, the person he sold the machine to said, you know what? I'm going to get an expert to take a look at this land. And he got somebody to take a look at this land. They did some measurements and they said that the gold ore or vein was at this location. And the man struck gold and became multi-millionaire. It was later found out that where the original guy stopped was 3 feet. 3 feet from where the gold vein was. He quit 3 feet from gold. There's some of us who have been trying and trying and trying to achieve our goals and our dreams. And we are stopping 3 feet from gold. I'm here to let you know that you failing right now does not make you a failure, but you quitting on that decision that you make of what it is that you want is what's going to make you a failure. Winning is a decision. Bob says, when you make a decision, you flip your brain onto a different frequency. Just the mere fact that you've decided, it flips your brain into a different frequency. And once you do that, you begin to attract whatever is on that frequency. You are already connected to everything you desire. If you want to attract it, you must be on the same frequency. Never look at the price tag of something. Don't allow the price to determine what it is that you want. Decide what it is that you want and go for it. So never let the price tag, never look at the price tag until you decide that you're going to get it. When you decide that you're going to get it, then look at the price tag. You know, many of you go window shopping and you look at the price tag just to tell yourself that I could never get it. Let me go into the Versace shop. Let me go into the Chanel shop. Let me see how much this bag is because I know that I'm never going to get it. Some of you won't even walk in. You look at the shop and you walk past. This is not my lane. But I need some of you to know that you need to confidently walk into the shop. And if it is something that you want, you get the price. But you need to decide that you want it first. Never let your present position right now dictate what you want. You have to understand this, that there is an abundance of money. Money goes where it is invited and it stays where it is welcome. Money goes where it's invited, where it's attracted to, and it stays where it is welcome. You are on this frequency right now. And want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. You just have to want it. And you want to decide that you go for it. Now, the question I want to ask you this hour is, are you ready to make a committed decision? In the word decide, side means to kill off. Suicide means to kill off oneself. Homicide means to kill off somebody else. Pesticide means to kill off insects. Now, when you decide, you kill off any other alternative. When you decide, you don't allow your current circumstances, your current resources to affect your decision. You write down what it is that you want. You decide that you want it and you figure out how to do it later. My question to you is, are you ready to make a committed decision? The decision to go after what you really want. Because many people have settled. You have become satisfied. You should be grateful and happy of where you are, but you should never be satisfied. You were created for greatness. Many people say they don't know what they want, but I don't believe it. Many people just don't believe that they can have what they want, but everyone knows what they want. Are you going to make the decision to go after what you really want and are capable of? You have to understand. Remember the two words? Am I willing and am I capable? Everybody is capable of achieving anything they put their mind to. The question is, are you willing? Your paradigms, your current state of mind will stop you every time. Now, listen to me. This is very, very important. Every time you want to make a decision to go to the next level in life, every single time you are about to make a decision that's going to change everything, your paradigms will do everything to stop you. I remember on my journey of entrepreneurism, as many of you know, that from a young age, I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. that I wanted to be financially free. I always used to say, I'm going to be a millionaire by 30. I'm going to be a millionaire by 30. I always used to say it. I didn't know that that was auto-suggestion. That's what you call, incompetently competent. I didn't know. I used to always say, I'm going to be a millionaire by 30, not knowing that that repetition was taking the idea from my conscious mind to my subconscious mind. But what happened is so many failures happened along the way. But I didn't allow the failure to stop me. I remember doing a certain business, losing everything, going into so much debt. You know, many people would have quit at that point and said, you know what, I'm going back to work. My pursuit of financial freedom has been shattered. But I didn't allow that to stop me. I had the right people around me to cheer me on, my children and my wife. I looked at them and knew that because of them, I couldn't give up. I looked at how much my parents had worked hard and I said I couldn't give up, and I kept on going. Now, just recently, I had the opportunity to get involved in a business, and I was sitting with one of the business partners, and they let me know how much this business was going to cost. Now, this was something that I wanted, but at that point in time, I was incapable of making the decision because I was thinking, do I have that amount of money to get involved? And I could feel my paradigm. You know, I started saying excuses. I need to speak to my wife first before I can make this decision. And I was told that, no, you don't need to speak to your wife first. This is your paradigm speaking. Every time you're about to make a quantum leap in your life, your paradigm would want to keep you where you are with excuses that you believe are valid. When she said that, I said, my God. And I said, I feel fearful right now, but I'm excited. And because I recognize the feeling that when you're excited because what is what you want, but you're fearful because you've never done it before, I realized that that was the terror barrier. So you know what I did? I took action. I broke through that terror barrier. The Y became the new X. I jumped and I flipped my mind to that new frequency. And my life has never been the same. Today, I am doing this masterclass in Dubai. 5 years ago, I could have never thought that I would be sharing my experiences and helping individuals achieve their goals and their dreams. And I'm here to let you know that every single time you're about to make a decision that's going to change your life, your paradigms will stop you every single time. But that is if you let them. Nothing matters until you make a decision. Let me go and think about it. Does not matter until you make a decision. Not the lack of time. Many people say, do I have enough time? No, not a lack of money. If you're ready to go after what you really want, I'm here to let you know that I can show you how to get it. Guaranteed. This is not fact. This is not opinions. This is facts. This information has been tried and proven for over 150 years. It's as guaranteed that if you throw an apple in the air, that it will drop back down. These are universal laws and principles that govern everything that we do, even success. But all you need to do is to make a decision. Now, if you're watching this live, I want you to write in the chat box that I am ready to decide. Write it. I am ready to decide to go after every single thing that I want. I am ready to decide to not let my paradigms hold me back. I am ready. I know that even though I didn't come from a multi-millionaire family. I am ready to decide that a multi-million-dollar family will come out of me. I am ready to go after my goals and dreams. That book I am ready to write. That business I'm ready to start. That master's degree I'm ready to get enrolled. If you're ready to make a decision, I want you to write in the chat box that I am ready. If you're watching this in a replay, still reach out and say that I am ready. Listen, no one else can do that for you. Trust me. When I lost all that money in the first business that I was in, nobody could have helped me to get out. I was all alone. People just say, I'm going to pray for you. You can do it. But I was all alone. Nobody can do this for you. You have to understand that in Inside Job Academy, we help the clients around the world to achieve their biggest goals and dreams, to fast track their successes, and to astonish themselves with what they're able to achieve in a few short months. And I would love to help you do the same. Now make a decision now to get out of your own way. Say, I'm going to get out my own way. That terror barrier, I'm going to break it. I may not see the resources to make this decision, but I'm going to decide, and then the resources are going to come. Now, I want you to book a call with me and learn how. Now, there was a call that was booked when you were deciding to join this masterclass, but that's not the call that I want you to book. You're going to see in the Facebook group, you're going to be a link. I want you to book a call with me, and I'm going to show you a blueprint that over the next 6 months, you will need a telescope to see how far you've come. Your future self will be glad you did. This is Inside Job Academy, and today's assignment is to book a complimentary call with myself to discuss your goals and your vision and see how this could help you provide a quantum leap in the next 6 months. And I'm excited to connect and speak with you. Now, tomorrow's session is just going to be questions and answers. So I want you to come with your questions. You know, we have gone through so much over the last 4 days. So tomorrow, I want you to come with your questions. And we're going to have a lovely interactive time. What I'm going to do is we're going to be bringing people up on the StreamYard. You're going to be asking questions. You're going to come on live. It's going to be a great session. So come with your questions. And it's going to be absolutely brilliant. So, are you ready to decide? Right now, for those of you who are in the Facebook group, you're going to see, if you've written that you've decided, you're going to see the link. Schedule a call with myself. And we're going to work together to be able to achieve your goals and your dreams. And I'm telling you, we're not going to wait until the new year. We are done with that New Year's resolution. You come to the 31st of December and you write down, these are the things that I want to do. Do you think your paradigm is going to allow you to be able to do it? You must be joking. But we have the formula to give you the paradigm shift that you need in order to achieve your goals and your dreams. I'm looking forward to seeing the success. Our goal and our vision is simple: to impact the lives of millions of people around the world, helping them to believe in themselves once again. That being said, my name is Michael Agyei. It's been an absolute honor to serve you over the last 4 days. I look forward to tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing the quantum leap that you will experience in your life. Take care and God bless.